mind should be. That's where a body should be at that point. Once you made it to the maintenance level, you should have learned some things, you know? What up, y'all? It's your girl, Jasmine Nicole, and welcome to Weight with Jazz, a safe space for the obese, the overweight, those who want to lose weight, and myself to share our weight journeys and a little bit of my life too. So, recap real quick. I have to do a reiteration every so often. If you don't know, I used to be 284 pounds. I lost 115 pounds 12 years ago, maintained that, fell into a halt trying to figure things out, still wasn't at the end of my journey. So I pursued GLP1 medications, Zepbound brand, and now currently Tirzepatide compound that I'm on to achieve 40-pound weight loss. I am approaching my goal weight shortly, and that's where I'm at now. So that's my status as of now in this GLP1 adventure. Okay. Well, I want to talk about today is the beyond use date. Understanding the beyond use date for compounds versus the expiration date for brand GLP1 medication, as you may be entering into a lane of maintenance, or as you are, if you are, or considering exploring the alternative dosing methods such as split dosing, micro dosing, and just low dosing or skip dosing. So any of those manipulative dosing methods, I think it's important for us to understand expirations or dates not to use, recommended not to use the medication. I know it's information flying all around. You can't use it past 28 days, and maybe some more. I don't know. Y'all already know we keep everybody pretty much apprised in the comments, so drop whatever knowledge you know. But from my understanding, my research, as I am approaching split dosing and taking the split dose as a low dose, that's going to pretty much divide my times, well, giving me double time with the medication versus just one slot of time with the medication. So it's stretching out the medication for me, so it works for me as far as lowering side effects, and then it works for me financially. And we're just, we're gonna see, how it works efficacy wise. Because I'm already approaching my weight, this is the maintenance realm I'm going to be going into, and if I can just maintain off a split, then that'll be what it be. But for those who are just entertaining any of these genres, there are specific dates listed on your medication box of compound. I believe there are dates listed on your brand medication as well. It's an expiration date on the brand GLP-1 medications. So your Zepbound, your Ozempic, your Mounjaro, your Wegovy, they go by expiration dates. The compounds, the semaglutide, the Tirzepatide compounds, they go by beyond use dates. So typically the beyond use date, from what I see, it looks like it's a year out. Oh, no, correction, strike that from the record. I just looked at one of my boxes because I am trying to make sure that with me splitting the dose, that I'm not going to, exceed the beyond use date. And I'm not. Me splitting the dose still gives me quite a number of weeks left within the beyond you state. So check your box. I think it works well with the split dosing. Now, maybe it could be to each his own. Compound provider, okay, or your prescription or whatever. I don't know, but I know with my provider, it looks like it's going to work out well. Me splitting the dose is not going to draw an alarm of it approaching or exceeding the beyond you state. So that fear that I had is at ease, and hopefully is at ease for some of you as well, because I believe that was a concern. Well, if you're gonna play around with the dosing of this compound medication, how are we going to measure how long it lasts? You're going to go beyond the month use, because people are thinking that you only can use it within that month. But I received information that it really can last up to 60 days refrigerated. But like I said, this is just information that I've received. Do your own research, and then a lot of this is trial as well. So to each his own, and to your own risk, and on pursuing any of these methods. I'm actually excited about it, for real, because it'll put my pockets on low. On pause for a minute, okay? Give my pockets some ease. I got a little bit more wiggle room, in between the next prescription by me splitting my dose. You feel me? If I'm where if I'm where I need to be in weight, and I'm just maintaining, I think I should be able to maintain on a low dose. Now, that may not be the case. That's why this is trial. Once you go into the maintenance lane, you're still testing to see what works, so that you can find a good balance and know what dose is going to work for a successful, stabilized maintenance. So I'm going to go with the low dose. Now, if the low dose doesn't seem to be working, if I guess get food thoughts to the point to where I can't handle them, it's becoming out of control, then I will have to titrate up, go back to the regular dose. But hoping that doesn't happen. I think I got enough control, enough willpower to dead out. And then I feel like I'm just so grounded in my routine that even at a low dose, I won't divvy away from my routine. Like, this medication really has conditioned my body, and it really has conditioned your bodies too. If you have stayed on certain practices, it has conditioned your body. I want to know, how's it going so far, y'all? Check in. How's it going so far for you guys? Is anyone approaching the maintenance level? Are they close? Drop your pounds. Anybody 10 pounds away from maintenance, 20 pounds away from maintenance, 5 pounds away from maintenance? And if so, how do you feel? Are you scared? Are you afraid that you're going to gain the weight back? All valid concerns on this medication, because we know what the research has been telling us based on the studies, that a percentage is likely, I guess a higher percentage than not is likely to gain this weight back off of once off of the medication. And I think that's true, and that's going to be the percentage that really did not implement the important principles on the medication. So, and I honestly think that those are the ones, and maybe the ones who are really GLP1 deficient, like drastically GLP1 deficient, and maybe have the strongest addictions to food. So let me correct myself, apologies. Those scenarios, yeah, I could, yeah. That's why they need, the stronger maintenance doses. Um, there's always going to be, a small population that's just going to struggle, harder than others, whether on the medication or off. It's just how it is. But for the vast, I really think if you stick to it, you just stick to your basic routine that you should be conditioned into by now. You should be in routine by now. Like, being on this medication pretty much is trying to, like, straighten you out, in my opinion. Like, it's trying to routinize you, get you on some type of structured routine and make you stick to it, make you pay attention to your body, be intuitive, listen to your body, and practice important lifestyle practices that that will need to be permanent. So you would think after such a period on this medication that some of that conditioning is still in you, so that you're not going to go all the way backwards. We ain't saying you may not gain a pound or two, but a major influx of weight, I don't think should be, because we have enough. We have enough conditioning in us. We have enough hormone correction in us. We have enough information in us to know how to channel the natural GLP1. We know about techniques that will help us continue to maintain our weight, such as keto or low carb eating. We know intermittent fasting, whether done just temporarily or just on a permanent daily basis, in small increments, will help maintain weight and just decrease inflammation and restore your cells. Don't let me keep going on a bit about intermittent fasting, okay? Cleanse you out, all of it. Refresh your mind. Definitely cognitive impairment. Cognitive repairment. Absolutely. So we know, like, using that on your regular basis, even if you're not on GLP-1, and especially if you're on a GLP-1 low dose compound, because you're maintenancing, you really want to tap into those techniques, because those techniques are going to be those lifestyle techniques that are going to be driving the force of the maintenance primarily, because you're only at a low dose, if not a micro dose. So you're really operating on yourself solely, just with an inkling of help, which is the goal that should be ultimately achieved of this, to eventually get to a point where you only need a little bit. We all know we may not want to ever let go of that little bit, because I don't think I want to let go of that little bit ever, but we just want that little bit just to take the edge off, just to keep us in line. And then we do the 75% of the work, let the medication do 25 and we do 75 at the maintenance level. That's where your mind should be. That's where your body should be at that point. Once you made it to the maintenance level, you should have learned some things, It shouldn't be, I'm a panic, crash down, I'm not going to be on the meds, or the meds are going to be low and I'm going to gain. No, if you really paid attention throughout the process, right? Or were you just taking the medication, just laying on your behind and just eating whatever you want, and you having nausea and vomiting sessions every now and then because you messed up and ate too much, and then got back on track and lost the weight, and you still don't really understand how to eat and what to eat and how to exercise. So, those components, you can't negate those components, okay? So if you just were on this medication to just ride the wave of the weight loss solely based on the medication, that population is likely to regain the weight back. But the progressive population that actually followed the rules or the instructions that were given on these medications, okay, suggesting high protein diet, suggesting moderate to weekly exercise, weight training, suggesting, you know, water intake, like I said, high protein take, lean protein intake, the omission of saturated fats and heavily oiled foods and all that type of stuff. The ones who went according to, they have a video, you guys, about the progressive weight losers and the slower weight losers. The progressive weight losers, you know, are the ones that really do see results beyond stalls. And they are the category, and they're probably the small statistic of the category that actually maintains the weight loss for years after. So I hope you took something away from that. Like, you know, as you are approaching it, don't panic, because hopefully you took away some things. And if you didn't take some things away, go back for a review, okay? Recondition yourself, re-routine yourself as you approach your maintenance level. Because we want to know how to be great, right? Without a medication, if that ever becomes a thing, you know? You want to have complete control of your body at a point when it comes to food. I do. I'm hoping you do. I know I've been striving for this, okay? Just to have a full understanding and my body to work hormonally, but more so with me understanding food. For so long, I've been eating the wrong way. Even going into healthier eating lifestyles, I'm still eating the wrong way. I'm eating too much of food, thinking it's healthy, but you're still overeating in volume. You're exceeding a calorie amount. And your body's retaining more of the sodium and transferring it to water, and then it's water retention, and you're gaining weight from that. So the foods that, you know, I'm eating are high in salt, high in carb, not eating enough fibrous food, so I'm not feeling full longer. I had to really go through all this to learn this. Now I know that this stuff is grounded in me. It is grounded in me, you know, without the medication. That's why I'm just going to be on a very, very low dose, and continue to pursue body recompositioning on GLP1 medications. You know, I'm still maintaining on here. I still, you know, want to maintain my weight and my appetite, keep everything under control through hormonal navigation, okay? But I want to still work my body out as far as building muscle. And the reason why I'm saying this is because as we reach our maintenance weight, your body may look the way you want it to look, and it may not. Because regardless, you're going to lose muscle mass. It's just you're trying to prevent as much as possible. But weight loss, period, equals partial muscle mass loss. So I know I lost some. I lost muscle mass in my chest. So I know that I'm working on body recomposition and toning up more of my butt and my chest, as well as in conjunction with continue to consume protein at normal levels for me. I'm good with 60 grams. I don't push protein hard. As long as I got enough that my body needs and enough for it to be able to build muscle, in addition to lysine supplements, because I don't eat meat, you know what I'm saying? In addition to other protein supplementation that help build and continue collagen synthesis, I'm cool. I'm just worried about recompositioning and rebuilding some tots, some more tots, and just lifting a little bit of the butt. You know, just that bottom glute. I got that top glute, but it's that bottom glute that need just a little pit, a little lift, a little lift. So I'm squatting like a mug. I'm talking about, y'all, I do very like 300 squats when I do my routine, and they are just very different sets, but I hit squats hard weekly in order to get this right, okay? Because you definitely got to put in work, and it just depends on where you want your body to be. I'm kind of stepping into a different level, y'all. I really want to see my body like given all the loose skin I have, and then, which is not too bad, but it's, whatever. I think I still can tighten some stuff up and look pretty lean, So that's just my little side, goal and project or whatever, from recompositioning. But regardless, I'm doing this on GLP1 medication because I'm not going to get off the medication. I'm just going to be on very small micro doses, if not just split dose. I'm starting with the split dose. So let me know what your plans are going to be about maintenance. Are you guys going to partake in the dosing manipulations? Anybody split dosing? Is anybody micro dosing? Is anybody low dosing? Is anybody skipping a dose? Because remember, if you are doing any of those, keep in mind, don't do anything beyond the use date on your Tirzepatide compound or your semaglutide compound. Don't do anything beyond the expiration date on your brand medication, your GLP1 brand medications, of any of the Wegovy, Ozempic, Zepbound, or Manjaro. Pay attention to the dates. As long as you pay attention to the date and you don't exceed that date, you are still within the safety requirements of the compound medication. You don't have to worry about it breaking down in degradation. You don't have to worry about other bacterial accumulation. Everything should be cool, and you can look this information up too. It's clearly listed on I believe on the FDA site. I read it, one of the sites, yeah. So just be mindful, y'all. We be pushing it. We try to customize a lot of things, but don't customize it beyond use date. You can split this dose, right, and still be within the terms of your beyond use date, which is why compounds are so wonderful. Okay? All right, I'm going to get at y'all in the next video. Be real, boo.